One of the most awaited community days is finally in Pokemon Go, Timburr. And today we're talking about everything you need to know for this community and how to maximize on this event, so let's get into it. So this community is going to be October 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. your local time. During this community, Timburrs will be spawning everywhere in the wild with a shiny rate of 1 in 25. There'll be 3 times catch Stardust, 3-hour instances, 3-hour lure modules, 2 times catch candy, 2 times chance of getting an XL candy when catching Pokemon, 1 extra special trade during the day for a max of 2, and trades will require 50% less Stardust. You can also take 5 snapshots during the day to get photobombed by 5 Timburrs, getting you 5 extra Timburr encounters. Also during the community, you can evolve Conkeldurr, Timburr's evolution, all the way up into Conkeldurr to get the Legacy Charge Attack Brutal Swing. We'll talk about the meta relevance of this in a bit. Also, there will be Timburr and Conkeldurr showcases during the community day. Finally, after community day from 5 to 10 p.m, there'll be bonus 4-star raid battles for Conkeldurr. No, Conkeldurr cannot be shiny, and no, you cannot do these raids with remote raid passes, but complete some of these raids, and for the next 30 minutes within 300 meters of that gym, Timburrs will be spawning everywhere with a shiny rate of 1 in 25. Pretty much just allowing you to play community day after it's over. There'll also be exclusive field research tasks with the task Catch 3 Timburr for either a Timburr encounter, 5 Great Balls, 2 Ultra Balls, 2 Pineapple Berries, or 500 Stardust, as well as the $1 Muscle Memory special research story you can buy in the shop. No, you do not need to buy this to play the event, but if you do, you'll get some extra encounters with Timburr, Conkeldurr, and maybe some extra items as well. It's usually worth the $1. Finally, there'll be exclusive Timburr stickers you can get. You can check it out on screen. They're not too bad. They look pretty cool. Now, with the event details out of the way, let's get right into the tips, starting with the 100% IVs for Timburr. Now, on screen is going to be the perfect IV chart for Timburr from a level 1 all the way to level 50, showing you the 100% IV CPEs for each level. But there's only specific ones we can really take advantage of here. Starting with any Timburrs caught from research are going to be always caught at level 15, so 563 CP will be 100% IV for any Timburr you encounter from field research, special research during the day. Now, if you're catching Timburrs in the wild in weather boosted weather, which Timburr gets boosted in cloudy weather, being a fighting type, level 35 will be the highest level Timburr you can find. So 21 CP will be the 100% IV for a Timburr in cloudy weather boost. However, if it's any other weather other than cloudy weather, level 30 is the highest level a Timburr can be in the wild, meaning a 1127 CP is a guaranteed 100% IV Timburr in those conditions. Other than that, there's 32 other 100% IV CPs we could be looking out for in the wild, for example, level 20, level 19, level 10. But do note, just because you find a 451 CP, it's not guaranteed to be level 12 100% IV. It could be a higher level Timburr with worse IVs. So I recommend just catching as many Timburrs as you can, and also join a local Facebook or Discord group if you can, where people would potentially call out the 100% IVs, so you can go and find them, since if it's a hundo for somebody else, it's a hundo for you. However, 100% IVs is not always the best. Sometimes we want PvP IVs for Pokemon in Pokemon Go PvP, which are low attack, high defense, high stamina. If you want to know why, I'll link below a video. So I want to take the moment here to go through the rank 1 IVs for a Conkeldurr in Pokemon Go PvP in the Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. Starting off with the Great League, a 3-15-15 will be the perfect IV rank 1 IV set for a Conkeldurr in the Great League. But remember, anything low attack, high defense, high stamina works well, like a 4-15-13 is still a rank 9. In the Ultra League, looking at a 0-15-14 for the rank 1, but again, anything low attack works well. And finally, in the Master League, of course, 15-15-15, 100% IV is always going to be the best. But this all comes down to the question, is Conkeldurr actually even good, worth it for PvP, or worth it for raids, or even worth playing this comp day? Let's talk about it. Starting off in raids, Conkeldurr has been one of the best fighting type raid attackers for a while. You're looking at the number 6, not including Mega, fighting type raid attacker in the game. So it's very, very good, and also very good budget, because we have a comp day, so you can get a team of Conkeldurrs for your fighting types if you don't have a good fighting type team. So definitely a good fighting type Pokemon to get. Also, if we get Shadow Timburr in the future, Shadow Conkeldurr is looking at the number 1 Shadow type fighting type raid attacker in the game. So definitely a Pokemon worth getting candies, XL candies for when that Shadow Timburr does drop. However, Conkeldurr only good for fighting type because that's the only type it is. But let's take a look at it now in PvP. Now, getting access to Brutal Swing, which is a good PvP move, Conkeldurr is going to see an upgrade in the Great League and the Ultra League. Looking here, all the X's are matchups that Conkeldurr beats, meanwhile the circles are matchups Conkeldurr loses to. So actually a pretty good spread for the Great League meta. Looking at the Ultra League meta, again, a pretty good spread, actually beating a decent amount of Pokemon, especially with that new Brutal Swing. It can now hit those Psychic types and Ghost type for super effective damage, which is really, really going to help it out. However, I still don't think this Pokemon is going to be worth it for the Great League or the Ultra League. Why? Because there's just so many better Pokemon with the moveset of Counter. There's just better fighting types. I could list Medicham, I could list Scrafty, I could list Poliwrath, I could list Hitmontop, and the list goes on. Conkeldurr is just going to kind of be that 5th, 6th choice when it comes to it. And that's why I think the Master League is where it'll do the best. Although the matchup spread doesn't look great here, as you can see, not winning a lot of matchups, having access to Brutal Swing is amazing to hit things like Mewtwo, although kind of still loses hard to Mewtwo. too. Also Giratina it can do decent against. Obviously, you know, the Giratina Origin matchup, it still loses, but I think that could be swung with a couple shields and energy lead. Overall, Conkeldurr is probably the best for the Master League, although it does decent in the Great League and Ultra League, but don't be looking here at a new meta-relevant Pokemon for PvP. Conkeldurr, your main focus is going to be it for raids because that's where it really shines. Now, if that didn't sell you on Timburr community, there's an actual another reason on why you want to play this, and that's going to be the Stardust. 3 times catch Stardust is the best bonus for Calm Days in Pokemon Go. Why? Because you get 300 Stardust per catch, 450 Stardust on a star piece. During this Calm Day, I recommend putting a star piece for all 3 hours and catching as many Pokemon as fast as you can, utilizing the quick catch technique, using your auto catcher. Catch, catch, catch. The more Pokemon you catch, the more stars you get, and Stardust is the most valuable resource in Pokemon Go. Also, if you've been stacking up boosted Stardust Pokemon like Sableye, Combee, Chimecho, etc. in your Pokemon Go stack tasks, now is the time to catch it during the 3 times catch Stardust. For example, catching a Chimecho that you've been holding on to during this Calm Day gets you 3,000 Stardust, even more on a star piece. So definitely catch those stack tasks if you have some of them. If not, just catch everything in the wild. Stardust is your friend here. But there's another resource you also going to want to power up your Timburrs, and that's going to be candy. So let's run through my top candy tips. Number 1, use pineapple berries during this community day. Regular pineapple berries will multiply your catch candy by 2 and silvers by 2.34. It's definitely going to be essential to use those pineapple berries on those Timburrs because Timburr candy is really, really hard to get. Also, you can Mega Evolve a Pokemon. If you don't know when you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with that Mega, you'll get extra candy, XP, and XL candies for catching Pokemon of that type. And there's 3 Megas you can choose to Mega Evolve. Mega Evolve either a high level Mega Blaziken, Mega Medicham, or Mega Lopunny. All 3 of those are fighting types. Either of them work great. I prefer the Mega Lopunny because there's a lot of normal type Pokemon just sometimes getting mixed into the Calm Days randomly, and it's just a very common spawn, but either works. Just make sure you have that Mega Evolved. Also, you can trade away Pokemon. If you don't know, when you trade away Pokemon, if the distance between where those 2 Pokemon were caught is over 100 kilometers, you'll get a guaranteed XL candy. I'm going to be in Barcelona for this community, which is super great because I can catch all these Timburrs. When I come back to my local town, I can trade my Barcelona Timburrs for Ottawa Timburrs and get 1 XL candy each Timburr I give away, which would be huge amounts of extra XL candies to power up my Conkeldurrs. Also, we do have the 1 extra special trade during the day, so if you've been planning on doing a lucky trade with a friend, definitely plan those up. You can do 2 during the community day, so definitely do your special trades if you can. Finally, go ahead and transfer Pokemon. At the time making this video, there is no announcement of a 2 times transfer candy spotlight hour or event, but I have a feeling potentially the Halloween event part 1 or part 2 will have some sort of 2 times transfer candy bonus, so hold on to your Timburrs. If not, hold on to them until November and transfer them then. That finally brings us into our last section, which is going to be our Platinum Medal tips. You need 35 Platinum Medals to go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. Let's go through which ones you want to grind during this Calm Day. Starting, of course, Black Belt Medal, catch 2,500 fighting type Pokemon, pretty self-explanatory. Also, the Picnicker Medal, use a lure module to help any trainer catch 2,500 Pokemon. This is one of the best Calm Days we've seen in a while, so I expect a lot of people to be out, even if you're in a local area. So be the first to drop down those lures. People will flood over to those lures, catch Timburrs off those lures, helping you work on this medal. I'm going to try to drop some in Barcelona. Hopefully I can get this medal to potential even 20k. We also have the Pokemon Ranger Medal, complete 2,500 field research tasks. Field research tasks, super easy during Calm Day, catch 3 Timburrs and they're everywhere, so you can complete a lot of them. This is also great if you're working on that research for the Master Ball. If you know, you have to do 150 field research tasks. Timburr Calm Day, a great time to do that. You also get 5 snapshots during the community, so make sure you do all 5 of them because there is a medal that relates to it. The Cameraman Medal, have 400 encounters in Go Snapshot. Do the 5 snapshots. And also the extra small Jumbo Medal and the tiny Pokemon Collector Medal. If you do end up catching extra small or extra large Timburrs during the community day, you can obviously put them into showcases, which we'll talk about in a second. But what you can do is you can actually evolve those into Girder, into Conkeldurr, and those get you extra points. So every extra small or extra large you get will count 3 points towards these medals instead of 1. So definitely make those evolutions of the smalls and the larges. But of course, that leads us finally into the Showcase Star Medal, win 100 Pokestop showcases. We do have the showcases for Timburr and Conkeldurr during the Calm Day, so let's run through how you should be able to win them with my showcase tips. Now, my best way to win a showcase is always going to be to go to a rural local area where there's not a lot of people dropping. Busy areas are just skewed and are against you for winning because there's gonna be more people dropping in, more competition, and sometimes you can't even get into the showcases. So if you can, drive out to a local area right near the end of Calm Day, drop into those showcases and potentially win them. Also, what you can do is try to do something called sniping showcases. Right near the end of the Pokemon showcases, right near the end of Calm Day, that's when you drop into showcases, or that's when you change out your Pokemon that you had in the Pokestop showcases. Not a lot of people near the end of the showcase timer, when the time's up, are checking the showcases, seeing if they're still in first place. So that's when you can strike, put in your biggest one, and try to win that showcase. Overall, there'll probably be a lot of competition for the showcases, so I wish you guys the best of luck. Just get out there, catch as many Timburrs as you can, and hopefully you'll win. And with that being said, guys, that is all my tips for Timburr Calm Day. Again, I am in Barcelona, actually at the time you're watching this video, for the City Safari, which is gonna be an absolute blast. Stay tuned for a video and I guess multiple videos on that event. But for now, get ready for Timburr Day. I hope you guys are excited as I am. We'll see you next one. Follow for tips. Peace.